Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Escapist Corner. Today we're gonna continue with the journey, speaking about the 9 essential amino acids. And if you haven't listened to the first one, I recommend you to do it. And also a small reminder, if you think this is interesting, helpful or so, please let me know. Share it with someone. And also important, of course, like subscribe, like, and stuff like that. It helps obviously with algorithms and so on. And my intention with these episodes are not to they're not like revolutionizing the world, but they are at least hopefully spreading some common knowledge, or things that should be common knowledge, and should help you also to make a bit better decisions when it comes to your, health and your fitness, your diet, and all these things are interconnected, of course, and that's why I want to do these kind of episodes. So you get curious, you start to do stuff, and also want to take care of yourself. Maybe you get into looking into studies and want to take action or so, or you just like to listen. And I'm doing this also as video, so you can also watch them. But to be honest, I think these episodes are more about, hey, have them in the background, listen to them when you're cleaning, when you're doing other stuff, and hopefully it gives you some kind of like insights and some ideas, and they don't have to be center attention of whatever you're doing right now. But hey, if you like it, I'm super glad that you're listening. So today we're going to look into the second second essential amino acid. Just going to take an essential sip of coffee. 1 second. All right, the second one we're going to talk about is isoleucine, and it's usually overshadowed by its cousin, the leucine, which we talked about last time. But it's also really important for your metabolism. It's fueling your endurance. It improves insulin sensitivity too, and has a lot of effects that you might not know about. So one really cool thing we're going to talk about a bit later is, well, you have to stick around, so you will get to know that. Anyways, so we have isoleucine. So it's also one of the BCAAs, branch-chain amino acids. So it is the cousin of leucine and valine. So you have all these three there. And just like with leucine, leucine is like triggering muscle protein synthesis. Isoleucine is essential for glucose metabolism and immune function and energy production. So it has other things that has to take care of. So again, like, it's essential. So all these are essential. So you can't mitigate one of them and just stop using that. So all of them are essential. So what do we know about isoleucine and insulin sensitivity? Well, there was a study published by the American Journal of Physiology that explored the effects of isoleucine and insulin resistance. So we talked about this a bit last time, but we had two groups, Group A, Group B. Group A had isoleucine supplementation, 3 grams a day, and the placebo group had and the Group B had a placebo. So they thought they might have taken something, but they obviously didn't. And what they could see in 6 weeks was that the Group A had 30% increase in insulin sensitivity, meaning their bodies were able to take up blood sugar or blood glucose more effectively. And the fasting blood glucose levels dropped by 14%. And I think this is really the thing that is more important for anyone that has health issues, is that long-term effect of like your body drops down with the blood glucose levels, and that will reduce like chronic inflammation and stuff like that. So super important, as I see it, from like a health perspective, longevity and everything. So that is the idea of it. So I think anyone, like I talked about last time, if you have type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, these are important, but also for anyone that actually has, a bit extra body fat, which we'll talk about a bit later, but how this is going to help you to burn more fat. But yeah, we have another study. And this one is about how isoleucine helps to control blood sugar and energy levels. So one metabolic function that isoleucine has is activating glucose transporters called GLUT4, and it increases glucose uptake into the muscle cells, basically. And if the muscle cells get that, it's energy for the muscle cells, meaning they can contract and do more work. It improves mitochondrial function, so it supports efficient energy production, and mitochondrial function is so important when it comes to also brain function. It has been shown a great link between like insufficiency in mitochondrial function and schizophrenia and depression and so on. So also super important for that. And it reduces liver glucose output. So it helps to maintain a stable blood sugar in your body. So very important. Study in this case, we had two groups again. One group had carbohydrates only meal, and the group 2 had the same meal but 3 grams of isoleucine. The group 2 experienced a 40% lower blood sugar spike post-meal, and the insulin response was more efficient and 30% faster glucose clearance from the blood. So amazing results. Isoleucine reduces postprandial glucose excretions, highlighting its role in glucose homeostasis. That is a quote from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism, where they did this study. So having more isoleucine in your meals will help you to blunt blood sugar spikes, and it's crucial for diabetes prevention and energy stabilization. So why are people not knowing this? I don't know. Well, they know it, but not everyone, of course. All right, then we have like the more sports and the performance part. So we have another study here from the Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition, and it is in this study they had also two groups. They have one group A, well, this is a small study, but group A had 4 grams of isoleucine before the workouts, and the group B took a placebo. And they did a endurance test, and group A increased their exhaustion by 18%. In fact, oxidation rates during exercise improved by 22%. So they burned more fat for fuel and preserved glycogen. So group A also reported that they were less post-exercise fatigue. So what can we learn here is that isoleucine enhances your endurance by increasing fat oxidation, meaning you burn more fat, and it also preserves your glycogen reserves during prolonged exercise, meaning if you're doing anything that is a bit longer work, then leucine will have a great key into burning more fat. So something that many people are interested in. So a key performer to burn some more fat. And like we talked about in last episode, where can we get these where can we get like isoleucine and how much? So I have a list here with a couple of different sources. The first list is animal-based sources, meaning it has high bioavailability. And just like with leucine, we have, well, in the first list, eggs, beef, chicken, salmon, and whey protein. And eggs have 1.3 grams per 100 grams. So one egg will probably have roughly 0.8. So to get to that like base level of 3 or 4, like in this study, you probably need to eat like 4 to 5 eggs, and you get all the other amino acids too. So that's the good thing. Beef has a bit more, so it's 1.8, chicken 1.7, salmon 1.5 grams, and whey has 5 grams. And whey is of course like processed, and you usually don't take 100 grams, you take like 30 grams. But I think this is like really good to know when it comes to that. If you have plant-based sources, they have lower bioavailability. Again, my protein guide has a bit of a breakdown of how much will actually be taken out by the body. But in this list, we have soybeans. It has 1.2 grams per 100 grams. And it also has a bit more calories. So you need to think about that when you do eat soybeans. And the bioavailability will also probably make the score a bit lower. Pumpkin seeds 1 gram, lentils 0.8 grams, quinoa 0.6 grams. Again, a bit depending, but they will kind of go down because of the bioavailability, meaning you need to eat more probably to get the same amount. And that's great news if you if you like to eat and you can eat. And you don't have any problems with farting and so on, but that's up to you. Then, so recommended, it's 2 to 3 grams per meal for metabolic health. And for endurance, we're looking at 3 to 4 grams before workouts. And again, I would up those for most people, to be honest. Many of these are like RDAs that are, you know, not really up to date. That's kind of my, like from sports science and let's say nutritional science, they are a bit far apart still. So I would definitely up that, and I don't see any real problems with it as long as you're not overeating a lot of calories and or excessive sugars and stuff like that. All right. So what can help with enhancing the uptake of these? Just like I talked about last time, was carbohydrates. It helps with getting your insulin up. Again, be aware that having chronic high levels of insulin is really damaging too. So essentially it can shut down the cells also after a long time, and that is also a part of being insulin resistant. The cells become insulin resistant. They don't listen to insulin anymore. We also have vitamin B6, like we talked about, like poultry, chicken, bananas, potatoes. They can also help with the metabolism of the amino acids. Magnesium is also good, so you can don't take these magnesium tablets. They are usually not bioavailable like these things that you buy in the shop. you need to look into exactly that it's the bioavailable form of magnesium. I will do probably a different episode about magnesium. But magnesium-rich foods, almonds, spinach, they can aid with the muscle recovery and the nutrient transport in this case. Things that are bad and you should avoid that will make the uptake slower is alcohol. Like alcohol is usually never good when it comes to nutrition. High fiber. So we all know or been told, like, eat high fiber, that's very good for you. And there are some benefits for like gut health and so. But mostly what fibers does is just slows down uptake and reduces uptake, and it also prevents uptake. And again, it's not discriminating anything. So if it's carbs, fat, proteins, it doesn't matter. Fibers will just clog the walls of your intestines. So you basically are not you're starving yourself this way, but still feeling full. So that's why fiber meals can be good for people. We have, like we talked about also for leucine, is the phytates. So legumes, beans and stuff like that, they can reduce amino acid availability because it kind of binds those amino acids. So you can have a high amino acid food and then you eat something to it like beans and stuff, and it will actually make it harder for the body to take up. So I'm gonna just end this off with well, a call to action for you is to maybe look into how much you're eating of this amino acid. And again, if you think this was interesting for you, then let me know. I'm super happy for your input. And also share this with someone like this, like give it a rating or something like that. It kind of helps with the algorithms, and it motivates me to do more of these episodes and yeah, dig into more of these nitty-gritty stuff. So let's see you next time, and thank you for listening. Bye bye.